How to defeat your self-defeat. Self-defeat is probably one of the number one things that we are going to come up against when it comes to succeeding. If you're not any closer to achieving your goals, if you're still battling, with those same bad attitudes, same hang-ups, same usual lack of confidence, there's only one reason for this, and that is self-defeat. Now, what is self-defeat? Self-defeat is when you become an opponent to yourself. You become a rival to your goals, an adversary to your hope, a competitor to your focus, and an enemy of your progress. Does this describe you? Who needs enemies when we make such a great enemy to ourselves? Now, the reason why we don't necessarily recognize that we are our own biggest problem, that we are our own biggest obstacle, our own biggest enemy, is because we're trying to evade adding any more guilt to ourselves. Guilt is paramount, but one reason why we won't recognize that we are our own biggest problem, that we'll keep placing the blame on our circumstances, on our environment, on other people, is because we don't want to add any more guilt to ourselves. In other words, it's bad enough that we don't get done what we say we're going to get done. It's bad enough that we don't achieve our goals. It's bad enough that we quit. It's bad enough that we defeat ourselves. Why add to it then guilt? It's easier just to point to others or to circumstances beyond ourselves. So here are what I would describe as the two main reasons why we defeat ourselves. Number one, we become an opponent to ourselves because deep down, we don't believe that we deserve success. That may describe you. You don't believe you deserve success. You don't believe that you're worthy. You don't believe that you're qualified. You don't believe that you're as good as someone else who's getting what it is that you say you want for your life. And number two, we repeatedly quit because we're afraid to cross what I refer to as our line of confidence. The line of confidence. Confidence meaning, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you're able to get past the barrier, the place that you've always quit before, the place that you always get to where you defeat yourself before? Can you get past that line of confidence? Because it is the place where you and I always quit. So what makes the struggle so great for success or changing any area of your life is that you and I can make it harder because we add moral reasons to it. And I'm going to explain what that means. Every great achievement, we already know, requires hard work. You and I understand that. Anything that anybody ever does requires hard work. Nobody believes that anything necessarily comes easy. But we can make it 10 times harder by bringing in the question of whether or not we deserve to have what it is we're working for. Man, I really hope you're listening to me right now. It is hard enough, as I said. We understand the work that's involved to achieve anything great, whether it's losing weight, making lots of money, becoming a rock star, whatever it may be, whatever. It could be the smallest goal to the largest. We know hard work is involved in achieving anything, but we make it that much more difficult when we add in the moral question. Do you deserve it? Do you deserve to have your dream? Do you deserve to have your goal? Are you worthy? Are you qualified? That's a question that you don't have to necessarily be asking yourself, because deserve has got nothing to do with it. Issue of deserve. Are you worthy to have the life that you want? Are you worthy? Do you deserve it? Are you qualified? Well, that's the issue of deserve, which is a moral question, which brings in the issue of guilt. Guilt traps us. This is the single greatest handicap that I see in people not moving forward in life. Guilt handicaps them, it traps them. And secondly, as I said, we have to cross that line of confidence, which is the point at which we always quit. We always quit when we get to the line of confidence, the place where the cycle of defeat takes us out once again. Now, this is why, for example, there are people who are still trying to lose weight after years and years of doing it. There's people who've been on a diet for 15 years, been on diets for 5 years. Why do they keep keep doing that? Why is it when that weight should have come off in several months, they're still going from diet to diet in the same vicious cycle? Does it really take that long, or are we continually repeating the cycle of defeat? Now, this can go in anything. It doesn't have to be just with issues of weight. It could be anything you want to advance in life and anything you want to improve, any goal you want to reach. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the same cycle of defeat. If you're still going after these same things, trying to get something done or accomplished or achieved that shouldn't take years and years to do, and you're still doing it years removed, that is a cycle of defeat. You keep coming up to the same point you always come to. You either fail, you quit, you give up, whatever, and then you go back to the way you were. Then somebody says something, you get inspired to start the process again, and of course you talk yourself out of it. So this is that line of confidence. You got to get past the barrier. Now, by the time we reach our line of confidence, we've already talked ourselves out of succeeding. Isn't that the case? Before you get to that line of confidence where you always quit, it starts beforehand with what? A little season of inner dialogue where you convince yourself to quit, where you talk yourself out of achieving, where you compromise and negotiate with mediocrity and you remain where you are. If we can change this, if we can push past that line of confidence, everything will change. It's not the hard work that holds us back. You got to understand that. It is not the hard work that is really holding you back. It's the things that you tell yourself. We're built for hard work. We can do hard. It's the things we tell ourselves. It's the way we exaggerate them in our mind and we talk ourselves out of winning and we defeat ourselves. Winning in life is the end result is simply of someone who doesn't defeat themselves. Now, that may sound very simple, but it's very profound. Winning in life is the end result of someone who doesn't defeat themselves. In other words, the person who succeeds is the one who doesn't sabotage themselves, right? The championship NFL football team is the one who doesn't keep turning the ball over. So it's not that the football team doesn't win because they don't know enough trick plays. It's because they mastered the fundamentals. Same thing with you. In other words, we think that winning in life is a struggle because of all the work that's involved and that all that work must be maintained over a long period of time. But in actuality, we're built for work and we can surely do it over long periods of time. We have the ability to do that so long as we don't sabotage our efforts. That's the key. Don't sabotage yourself. The action step today, I want to leave you with this action step. Can you answer for yourself? Take some time and write this down. Can you answer for yourself whether or not you are your own worst enemy? You have got to be honest. Is it really only your circumstances? Is it really other people that are hindering you? Is it really all these things outside of you? Or are you hindering you? Is it you? Is it your beliefs that are hindering you more than your circumstances, more than other people? If you don't answer honestly, you may never get out of where you are in life and you will keep repeating this vicious cycle of self-defeat. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.